Explosive, vicious, determined. That's ISIS, the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. From northern Syria to central Iraq, this Islamist militant group is in control and on the move. With roots extending back to Osama bin Laden's Al-Qaeda and beyond, ISIS now controls more than half of Syria's oil assets. ISIS claims to represent the heritage of Sunni Islam, with volunteer soldiers joining its ranks from around the globe. Worldwide, there are more than 1.5 billion Muslims. About 85% are Sunnis and 15% are Shiites. The deadly tensions between the two go back for centuries. Westerners often scratch their heads asking, why do these ISIS militants hate so much? Why all the violence, the beheadings? The short answer? ISIS fighters are motivated by a religious fervor. They firmly believe they are doing the will of God. And anyone who stands in their way, anyone who does not embrace their specific version of Islam, is an enemy of Allah who must be subdued or destroyed. If we're going to understand ISIS or dismantle their reign of terror, there are 4 factors we have to grasp. The first is oil. The war ISIS is waging costs money, lots of it. They need money for weapons, ammunition, salaries, food, recruitment. Warfare is a huge machine that demands to be fed, and oil money is doing the feeding. The second factor is water. As Americans, it's hard for us to grasp the strategic significance of water. But Iraq and Syria are facing a water crisis due to dramatic population growth and dwindling resources. Access to water is driving much of the conflict. The third factor is ethnicity. Americans might be comfortable with a melting pot society, but the Middle East is not. Arabs, Turks, and Kurds add an almost incomprehensible ethnic complexity, even though they're all Sunni Muslims. The fourth factor is religion. Shiite and Sunni Muslims are killing each other, convinced they are following the expressed will of Allah. The conflict between Sunnis and Shiites forms the backdrop to much of the fighting in Syria and Iraq. The fight is a spiritual contest to be won at any price. So what does ISIS really want? A worldwide caliphate, global domination. They see this as absolutely prophetic. The subjugation of the entire world is a spiritual objective for which they will gladly kill or be killed. Our first response is often fear, or maybe anger that such an evil would wrap itself up in a religious facade. But fear and anger will only continue the cycle of hatred. No question that ISIS really is a crisis. The only question is, how will you respond?